So, warm-up game. One of you is going to be in your back, the other one's going to be on top. The goal is going to be to stop bottom from putting their hands together. Okay, so you're trying to isolate the hands so they're disconnected. How you do that is up to you. If that means for 2.5 minutes you staple one hand and pin one hand like this, by all means that counts. Alright, that's on bottom to figure out how to get their hands back together. Okay, you can transition between any top position, I do not care what it is, from knee on belly to whatever this is called, to side control, to mount, to upside down, whatever, right? As long as you stop them hands from connecting, that's all I care about. Okay? Make sense? Sick. So, your partner, we're not going to do 2.5 minutes, that's way too long. We're going to do like a minute each. I'll tell you when to swap over, you're just going to keep going until I say when. If you manage to connect your hands, you're just going to reset, get your hands apart, let your partner get some control and start. Okay? Top player dictates how you start. Bear in mind, if you start in a really good position, you're only punishing yourself. Okay? Are you ready? Go. And you suck. So don't let bottom put the hands together. Oh, Jacob. Fucked it.
Oh, sorry. So I like take the hand in.
Swap over. Same thing.
I wish this was
Straight into it. Yeah. Gotta be better than that, Connor. Remember, don't let hands grab. Time. Come here, Red. So, game 2. Job now, I'm not bothered about hands being apart. All I care about is elbows being away from the body. That's it. Okay? So, I want you to think about getting something in the way of the armpit. Because if there's something in the armpit, it means the elbow can't come to the body. Very simple. Alright? If there's nothing in the armpit, the elbow can come to the body. The body is any part from side to top. So this still counts. Okay? So you have to keep, so if he tries to put his elbow on the top, yeah, this still counts. Alright? So I'm trying to block his elbow, putting something in his armpit. Okay? Again, any position. So if you want to sit in mount for a minute and a half like this, by all means sit in mount for a minute and a half like this. Okay? As long as you stop your partner getting their elbow to their side, that is all I care about. Cool?
When you said something still counts, what was that, sorry?
If you sit in like mount for this,
Right.
yeah, and you're a minute and a half in that, that's fine. Yeah. The goal is just to keep the elbow away from the body. Okay? Yeah. One elbow is good enough. If you are easily able to get one elbow, then go for both elbows. Okay? We're going to focus on arm attacks. So if you can get the elbows apart, so if you can get the hands apart and the elbows open, you can easily transition to a submission, or in theory, easily transition to a submission. But you don't need both arms to do that, you just need one. Okay? So focus on one. If you can get one, aim for 2. Did you have a question? No? No? Cool. Any questions? Tip top. Get a partner, different partner, get some space, move into the middle for me, if you can. Sorry, Robbie. Are you ready to go? Go back into it.
Concentrate on one. As soon as you try to go over, you lose that. And it's like, oh shit.
Right. So, we're going to combine games 1 and 2, okay, into game 3. What I want you to think about when we're doing submissions is, if I'm going for arm or the head, the elbows have to be apart and the arms have to be disconnected. Okay, so if I'm going for an arm bar and these elbows nice and tight against this side, boobies. They have to be apart, so it has to be disconnected. There has to be something blocking it from going down. Okay, same thing if I'm going for a choke, it has to be disconnected. Okay, if I'm going for the Americana, it has to be disconnected. Kimura has to be disconnected. Arm triangle has to be disconnected. Normal triangle. Okay, the elbow has to be away from the body. All right, has to be disconnected. Okay. The one thing though that a lot of beginners in jiu-jitsu do is they'll get, or just general people, they'll get into a position, lock yourself in, yeah, and then they'll then do this for a couple of minutes trying to figure out how do I get underneath. Okay. One of the easiest ways to open up the body is by moving. All right. As I start to move, it moves my body. So his arms are already opened up. So it's easy now to isolate. Maybe start trying to catch his head. Start feeding under. Transition, mounting arm bars and triangles and all that kind of crap. Okay. Whereas if I am stationary, I'm hoping that I can either overpower his arms or hope that he makes a mistake and he's trying to escape. Okay, so what we're going to do now is 1 and 2. So the hands have to be disconnected as much as possible. The elbows have to be away from the body as much as possible. Your job, if you're on top, is to get either one of those or both of those where you can't stop moving. Okay, so you have to keep moving. All right, that doesn't mean I'm just constantly swilling my hips around like this. It means that you can be stationary for a second or two, but you then have to start moving yourself. Okay, I want you to constantly be readjusting your grips and moving your body, okay, to build on what you've got. All right, even if you're in the most prime position you can be in, I want you to transition to other positions and see how much control you can maintain. All right, the one thing we're going to do about getting submissions is, as long as I can meet those 2 requirements, I should be able to get them from anywhere. Normally the issue is either I have to force them to move into a position that I can then break it, or I have to move myself. But a lot of people don't move themselves. Okay, so you've got to keep moving. Okay? The way I want this to work is I want this to be light. All right? I don't want you locking your arms down and going like ham. Okay? This isn't meant to be a how strong can I be type scenario. This is meant to be a, oh shit, I got caught. All right? Does everyone understand what that means? Yeah? So if you're using heart rate monitors or anything like that, like zone 1, zone 2, you're really light, okay? Should be able to have a normal conversation. Is that something you plan on doing? Everyone be aware that Connor's going to do that. Yeah? I would highly recommend just a gentle pin on the arm and then wiggle through just to disconnect it and then try and break it. Yeah? Any questions? Cool. So get a drink,
It's so thin though, it's like trying to pin a flat bit of paper.
The disrespect. So this is going to be 10 minutes, normal round, game 3. You're going to swap at 5 minutes, you're going to keep going for 2.5, and I will tell you when to swap. This, guys, this is a continuous game. There's no win condition. The goal, if you're on top, is just to keep them open as much as possible. On the bottom, the goal is to not allow them to do it. Remember though, you want to be able to have a conversation while you're doing this. So if you're not sure if you're going hard enough, get your partner to talk shit to you, or you talk shit to them, okay? If you can talk shit to them and you're still happy and you can breathe well, then you know you're going at the right pace. Yeah? So, when you're ready, go.
Chin press me. So station. Bubba. Sardines. Sardines. Fight spot. Move forward. Some teaching. Yeah.
Change partner. So now, I want the opposite. I want heart rate level 3 or 4. Use as much strength as you want. The goal is to keep the arms pinned apart and disconnected. Okay? Now, you don't need to move as much, but I want you to be aware though of moving. Okay? Come on. Your partner straight into it.
Remember, you all like top of the Will the brain respond?
Can you go over? Straight into it. Slippery goose. Slippery badger. So, did everyone manage to keep the hands apart? More so than they're being connected? Did everyone manage to keep the elbows away from the body more so than them being connected? Because that's the yardstick we're using. The yardstick isn't how long did I hold it for. The yardstick is, well, if you think about how much time they were like this compared to like this, were they like this more than they were like this? Okay, that's the yardstick. All right, that's what we're using to measure how well you've done. Yeah? Yeah, I'll just measure.
Yardstick.
How old are you?
Yardstick.
Yardstick. That's the stick you get when you've been a naughty, naughty boy. Lie down again.
Bet you'll go up now, mate.
Right, so now the job is to go basically do what we were just doing then, hands apart, elbows nice and wide, but I want you to enter into a submission, okay? Once you've got that submission, you hold it for 5 seconds, count out loud, and then once you've counted, then you've got to transition to another submission, okay? We are on the lookout for submissions, that is the job, okay, of game 4, okay? So if I'm in this position, for example, and I get this grip, yeah, and I sit in on his head, and I isolate and get my grip, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's transition to another submission. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's try and transition to another submission. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah? So on and so on, okay? I don't want you to finish the submissions, but I want you to get into them, all right? Bottom partner, your goal is to not let them do it. Simple as, okay? Remember, if top wants your elbows in and wants your hands apart, think, I want my elbows in, I want my hands together, okay? Or at least close to each other, yeah, if not connected, all right? When your hands and your elbows start moving away, that's when you're in trouble, okay? So, on bottom, if you can't do fuck all, you need to focus on moving yourself until you can get an elbow away, all right? One thing I noticed when I saw a few people doing this is you weren't attaching yourself to that isolated limb, okay? So attach yourself to it, wrap yourself around it, get as many parts of you inside that armpit as possible, all right? Because if you're going up against someone and you're just using your hand, if you're not strong enough and they do this, you've just wasted an opportunity. Yeah? When the hand's straight, stuff something in it. Yeah? Head, other head, foot, elbow, whatever. Yeah? Knee, body, ass, I don't care. All right? So then they can't bring it back down. All right? If you're not able to enter into any submissions, just try and increase the percentage that the elbows and hands are apart from each other. Okay, if you are able to do this proficiently though, at least 50% of the time, even 25%, start trying to get those submissions. All right, okay, so if you don't know or you can't do it, just keep trying to keep them apart. Cool? So, new partner. I didn't punch you, did I? What's that? I didn't punch you, did I? Or is it because you... proper. When you're ready, go.
Hi.
Okay.
Well, I think it was the same one I've just done.
I've still got that right arm. I've do
Time, to cover. Straight back into it.
I hope this week because you get shit going. Yeah.
Give me legs back. Jaw climb. Let's go.
Straight into it.
Right. Nice. Right. What's the best? It's like trying to know the movie. Oh, thanks. Good at it. My head was in the back. Had it. Yeah.
I'm just like letting go.
Come here, Red. So, how many of you got to a submission? Did everyone manage to do it at least once? Yeah? Come on, a bit of feedback. Yeah? No? Did everyone manage to transition from a submission to another submission, or did you have to go back to like a metastable position like side control or mount?
I go back to side control.
Yeah? What submission did you get and then not transition from?
North south.
North south. Cool. Anything else? Cool. Easy. Anyone grab any chokes? Anything like that? Arm triangles, guillotines, triangles? Yeah? Cool. So now I'm going to do the same thing, but the starting position is going to be north-south. From here though, you can go to any position. Okay? Any position. Alright? The goal is to submit and get a tap. Okay? So it's no longer I'm trying to hold you down. The goal is to actually get a physical tap. Okay? It's going to be the same times scales as the previous game. So if you get a tap, you just reset, get back into north-south and just start again. Okay? If you want to not tap but transition from a submission to another submission because you can tap them easily, by all means, go for it. Okay, it's a good way to build on your chaining game. Okay, so if you can get Kimuras all the time and you've got like 3 in a row, don't finish the Kimura, go to an arm bar. Don't finish the Kimura, go to an omoplata, which is a good transition from there, whatever you want to do. Okay, any questions?
Bottom player trying to regard or just
Bottom play is just trying to not get submitted. Wherever top dictates. Yeah, top dictates the start position. Bottom, you're just going to not get submitted. That's it. Yeah, so you can't get up, you can't recover guard. Yeah, you can kind of push them off a little bit as a fuck you, get off me type stuff, but you're not allowed to get up or do anything that would imply that you're actually trying. Okay, make sense? So, last game, game 5 I think. Get a new partner. Come on, Jacob.
oh, nice.
Right. Rick, can you guys just move this a little bit? Yeah. I want to get you on camera. I can't not have a morning session and not mind what's beautiful people. Yeah. That's what gets the views.
Have you changed your channel or are you on the same channel?
I just don't want to make videos for a while. They've all been re-uploaded.
Yeah.
Things like number 5 or something.
Wow.
Go! I love it. It's terrible. The battle will start again. Change over. Straight into it. He doesn't like it. Don't bite me either. Okay, we don't bite. Straight into it.
Somebody knows you're doing it, like.
So, did everyone manage to get a sub? No? Yeah, did we all manage to at least get one? Yeah, so. Where did you seem to have trouble? If you think about how you did. And was that a issue with you not putting something there or not preempting their movement? What would you say? Okay.
I think transition, you know, when you're attacking that, like, getting control across the body is okay, but then for that transition to actually attack that arm is where opening up, you know, like getting the height to move across, I was losing gaps.
Okay, anything else?
I start with the guy from bottom and you just like have a strong grip around him.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's it, like difficult, you know, like to address the grip,
Yeah.
or you just try and focus on something else to make you lose the grip.
Right, okay. Anything else?
I feel like I rushed, like when we did getting the arms away from the body, I feel like I had way more success like isolating them.
Yeah.
When I started to think of subs,
You rushed it.
I just like
Quick.
not thinking about the isolation, just
Okay.
like, panicking into the sub.
Did anyone else have that issue?
Phil kept doing that or something. I really got stuck then. He could get his arms up, but then as soon as he went like that, I was really struggling to open his arms back up.
Is that when you've got double unders?
No, I was like on top of him. So he was like that.
Is he holding you?
Yeah, he was holding on.
James, some really strong.
Yeah, Phil's a beast. You in trouble from the start, to be perfectly honest. Cool. Right. Good stuff. Cool. So, in terms of the getting stuck in positions, a lot of the time, they're holding on because they're trying to stall you out. So you either have to do one of two things. Stall with them and like maybe give them a little tickle or something. Or you need to try and change your hip position. So as an example, if we're in this position and he's hugging me, yeah, I can either just sit here, yeah, maybe put my balls on his head or something until he goes, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, so if you squeeze me, keep tight. Yeah. It may be that you use your hands to try and shuffle the head out the way to make the grip a bit weaker and then start trying to build round. It could be that you frame on the hips and push yourself back to see if that opens up the grip. So keep tight. Or is this you doing tight? Okay, I think this is him doing tight, guys. Yeah? It might be that you just have to change the angle that you're in and see if that opens up any space. Yeah? No, it's not tickling. In terms of attacking the forearm, you were saying you were kind of getting here and then getting, like, as you were starting to come up to move, you were losing it. Is that right? So one thing that you will learn to do as you get better is to transition like a snake. All right? So I'm really sorry for this. So in instances like this, instead of kind of doing this shit and then coming up, you will learn partner. Yeah, you felt every ridge then, didn't you? Yeah. Every ridge. Yeah? And that's kind of the key. If you've got someone, or if you're trying to go for a submission and you're not able to maintain space, it's either, sorry, it's put me in the face. It's either because as you're coming up, you're kind of creating space and stop bringing elbows or knees back in. So it might be that you just need to get more on top of whatever's going to come in. So maybe more on top of the arm. So as I come up now, he can't bring his arm back in and he can't bring his knee in, which then gives me the ability to transfer through. Or you just need to go full dick flop. Yeah? Full dick flop. Just, yeah? I don't know about that one. Yeah? But
I need to hear that in a comp.
yeah, dick flop. Yeah. Full dick flop. Okay. In instances, go back down. Rearrange myself for you. So, James, did you say do that? Like here, and you were like this and couldn't do anything?
Probably not safe.
Here.
Yeah, I haven't looked at
Okay.
it. Straight.
So you in this position aren't actually, if you are like how we are, aren't actually on top of his arms. So his arms are kind of forward. I'm kind of stuck in this little chasm bit here. I'm not actually on top of it. So I would highly recommend just reorganizing yourself to get your weight actually on top of whatever it is that's trying to frame. Oh, sorry, stop it. Yeah, call that the corkscrew. Yeah? So when you're in those positions, just think, he's framing on me, but do I actually have weight on him? Because a lot of the times with all of these things, it's just been your hip positions. So the first one is just hip positions. The second one, you just need to move your hips so whatever's trying to get in can't get in. The third one, you're trying to fight something, but you're not actually applying any pressure onto it. So you just need to relocate your hip so the hip is on it. Think of hips as leverage, so weight. So if I'm trying to pass his guard, I'm not just going to pass his guard like this. Yeah, I've got to get myself in. I've got to engage. I've got to get those hips. Yeah, humping. All right. It's a bit gay, that, wasn't it? Good.
It's good for you. Sure it's not slithering again.
Yeah. I would do it to red, clear red. Yeah. So when we're in this isolated position, the goal is to get high so you can push up. So I'm just going to wrap myself into a position. So the way to think of it, and I said this to someone recently, who went, oh right, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You want both heads as low as possible. Head, head. Yeah? There we go. Yeah? So I want both heads as low as possible. If my head's low, it means I've got good base that side. If my hips are low, it means I'm tracking this side. Yeah? I can't do what I've just done by being like this. Yeah? Because all the space. I've got to be low. Yeah?
If you lose a bit of light, you know you've got like 2 points of like contact there with both heads. Yeah. So you lose a bit on the, so you're tracking that arm round and you lose the elbow a bit. Do both your head and hips both have to move back, or do you just readjust your head?
So you mean in terms of if I'm here and
Say it was like, oh, you was behind the elbow with your head.
like
Yeah, like that. So then say you've made progress there and you started to lose that elbow.
okay, like that.
Yeah,
So-
would you readjust both? Because I feel like sometimes I lose a bit. I don't want to give up the.
So
body.
the way to think about when you're going to lose something is the same way to think about going to someone's back. When you go to someone's back, you have to get there before they can turn. Basically, you've got to beat them to that point. Same thing with things like that. A lot of the time is people will start to shuffle through, they'll start to lose it and they go, oh shit, I'm losing it. When in actual fact they should go, oh shit, I need to get there quicker than they can get there. Yeah, so in these sorts of positions, sorry, it's poking the head again, where I'm here and he's starting to put his head down, yeah, his elbow down. In ideal position, I would be here, so his head or his elbow can't go down. But for whatever reason, him moving and me moving, he's starting to escape ahead of me moving. So I need to, so you try and get your elbow down. I need to get there before he does to catch it. A lot of the times that's all it is they're just moving quicker than you were prepared to move. So you just got to either be aware that it can happen or just go, right, I just need to get there. Yeah. A lot of the times when you're trying to do that, oh God, it's so warm now. A lot of the times when you're trying to do those things slow, it's because you have control. So you might have your hand wrapped around the head, for example, which controls the neck and the shoulders. If you're doing it with just your head though, the only control you've got is weight. Yeah, or that compression of your body trying to pull it together, and that won't be enough unless you're really quick sometimes. Or if you're heavier or stronger than the person, then you might be able to kind of pin them in position, but that's an attributes thing. So you either just need to be very aware and get deeper in, or be quicker, yeah, or get control. Cool? All right, I'll set a timer. You can have a round, then clean it. See you later, Red. Oh, wrong one. That helps. Stifle.